April arrived like it had somewhere to be. More light, more movement, more life. Colors felt brighter, shadows softer. Everything carried that quiet sense of waking up. This month wasn't about chasing moments. It was about noticing them. April invited me to wander slowly, without expectation. When I stopped rushing, the world leaned in closer. So come wander with me and check out what April had to offer. The shoreline changed almost daily. Wind and tide reshaped the sand. Lines repeated, then broke. A reminder that change doesn't need permission. It's constant. Stepping briefly out of nature and into art changed how I saw everything. It slowed me down in a different way. Colors lingered longer. Textures felt more intentional. And when I stepped back outside, I realized the world was still full of art. I just knew how to see it better. Rock lizards blended effortlessly into stone and shadow. Their mottled browns and flecks of gold aren't accidental. They're naturally camouflaged, helping them avoid predators and stay safe. These lizards rely on sun-warmed rocks to regulate their body temperature, spending long moments perfectly still. Watching them felt grounding, like borrowing their calm and learning the value of not moving at all. Bald eagles look regal in flight or stationary, but up close, they're incredibly practical. They're well known for stealing fish from other birds, because why spend energy hunting when someone else already did the work? It's called kleptoparasitism, which is a very scientific way of saying work smarter, not harder. Anna's hummingbirds shimmer when the light hits just right. Emerald, ruby, shadow. That sparkle isn't color, it's iridescence. Tiny feather structures bending light like a prism. They beat their wings up to 50 times a second, fueling that bold, fearless energy. A reminder that being small doesn't mean being subtle. That patchwork look isn't unfinished by accident. It helps them blend in while they're still learning the world. They won't earn their iconic white head and tail for 4 to 5 years. No shortcuts, no rushing. Just growth taking the time it needs. Into the grasses and earth tones around it. Soft browns, warm grays, and subtle textures that made it almost disappear when it stayed still. Rabbits rely on stillness and awareness to survive. Freezing first, running second. Watching it pause reminded me how powerful patience can be. Sometimes safety comes from slowing down, not speeding up. Tree swallows bring flashes of blue and white into early spring. Their feathers shimmer with iridescent blues when the lights hit just right. They're aerial insect hunters, constantly in motion, catching food mid-flight. Even at rest, they feel alert, ready. Energy doesn't always mean chaos. Sometimes it's focused, efficient, and beautifully timed. Male red-winged blackbirds are small, but incredibly bold. Those bright red shoulder patches aren't decorations. They're warning flags used to defend territories that can stretch up to 2 acres. Watching them chase off birds and sometimes people much larger than themselves felt like a reminder that confidence doesn't scale with size. Blossoms softened everything. Pale pinks, creams, and soft whites layered themselves over branches that had been bare for months. Those colors felt emotional, like relief you didn't realize you were holding in your body. Petals caught the light and shifted gently with the breeze. Small, quiet celebrations happening all at once. They reminded me that gentleness doesn't mean weakness. It's strength that doesn't need to announce itself. Spotted towhees wear deep blacks, rusty oranges, and crisp white spots. Those white markings help break up their outline as they forage on the ground. They move with purpose, hopping, scratching, flipping leaves aside. Watching them work felt methodical, almost meditative. There's a quiet confidence in knowing exactly what you're looking for. Green-winged teal are small, fast-moving ducks with subtle beauty. Soft browns, fine patterns, and a flash of iridescent green hidden in the wing. Their coloring blends perfectly into wetlands and shallow water. They reminded me that not everything needs to be seen to stand out. Barred owls feel like shadows given form. Soft browns and creams ripple across their feathers in horizontal bars. Their famous call, "Who cooks for you?" echoes through the forest at dusk. Seeing one so still felt like time itself had slowed down. Some presence is quiet, but deeply felt. Not every wildlife moment is profound. Some are just adorable. Nature has some sense of humor, and sometimes it shows up tail first. Look at this cute tush. 'Tis the season of the sparrows. Sparrows filled the air with movement and sound. Soft browns, streaked patterns, and constant chatter. They're often overlooked, but they carry the rhythm of the season. April wouldn't feel like April without them. The robber fly doesn't look flashy at first glance. Muted browns and grays help it blend quietly into its surroundings. But don't be fooled, this is an aerial predator. Robber flies catch other insects mid-air using strong legs and a sharp beak to subdue their prey. Watching it perch so calmly afterward felt almost surreal. All that power wrapped in stillness, a reminder that quiet doesn't mean harmless, and strength doesn't always need to announce itself. Adventuring in nature doesn't always mean going far. Sometimes it's just choosing to step outside with curiosity, following a trail, watching the light shift, listening instead of rushing. Every walk holds the possibility of discovery, if you're willing to slow down enough to notice it. Nature doesn't ask for perfection or plans, it just asks you to show up. Raptor School was bold, scary, and completely life-changing for me. I didn't just learn about birds of prey, I learned what it feels like to work with them, not control them. Every day was a lesson in trust, body language, timing, and staying calm when a creature with talons is flying directly at your arm. And yes, I was the student, but the raptors, they were the professors. Sitka was tiny, mottled gray-brown like tree bark, camouflage so perfect she could disappear against a trunk, and she didn't move until she decided to. Fun fact, owls can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees, which explains why her stare felt like she knew my entire story. Sitka taught me this: your rhythm matters. You don't have to move just because someone else wants you to. Theo was small but mighty. His feathers were sleek in pattern, sharp lines, fast energy, and alert eyes. He reminded me not to underestimate strength just because it comes in smaller packages. And he needed calm signals, consistent cues, or he simply wouldn't buy what I was selling, which is honestly fair. Working with Theo taught me this: if I wanted connection, I had to regulate my energy first. Then there was Solo, the peregrine falcon. Fast doesn't even begin to cover it. Peregrines are famous for being the fastest animals on Earth in a hunting dive, over 380 kilometers per hour. And when we did lure training, he didn't just take it, he ripped it straight out of my hand. Power, precision, and I swear, a tiny smirk that says, silly human. Spock, the great horned owl, had more personality than I expected an owl to have. He was talkative, like he had commentary on everyone's form. And here's a wild fact. Great horned owls' talons can exert over 500 pounds per square inch of pressure, which I learned when I forgot to turn and he landed on my arm instead of my glove. Small scratch, huge respect. Bill was an 11-month-old Harris hawk, and he had opinions about everything. He contact called like he was narrating the entire day. His feathers were rich browns and creams, warm, earthy, forest-colored. We worked on hoop training, teaching him to fly through a hula hoop in the forest, and I learned something important. You can't explain things to hawks. You have to communicate with timing, movement, and trust. Harris hawks are known for cooperative hunting. They work in groups, like wolves of the sky. And Basil taught me patience. So much patience, and the kind of self-kindness that says it's okay to wobble before you soar. Essie was an American kestrel, the smallest falcon in North America. She weighs only a few ounces, basically the size of a stick of butter. But her colors, rusty reds, slate blues, crisp black markings, like a tiny feathered warrior queen. She reminded me that people will underestimate you based on your appearances, but you're not here to match their assumptions. And then Judge Dredd, the turkey vulture. This bird had shimmering silver under feathers and deep chocolate brown wings. During a flying session, instead of taking off, he opened his wings wide and just basked in the sun. It was hilarious, like he was saying, actually, I'm booked for self-care. And honestly, and then came the eagles. Hercules flew towards my glove with silent precision. I could feel my instincts scream, duck, but I held steady. And then he landed. The force of it shot straight through my whole body. It was electric. Majestic doesn't feel like just a word. It feels like a wave. And then Thea, a female bald eagle, stunning, powerful, and shy around new people. She wasn't comfortable flying in, but she was calm on the glove. When I held her, I felt the weight of her and the rush of air when her wings moved. And then she looked me straight in the eyes and the world disappeared. I didn't breathe. time stopped. That moment taught me fear doesn't get to decide my life. I do. Raptor School, where the Raptors train you, reminded me that this isn't just photography. It's connection. It's learning to show up with the respect for the wild, and it's letting nature change you in the best possible way. Where the Raptors train you is where you learn who you are becoming. Everyday conservation doesn't have to be grand. It can be simple as watching where you step, picking up what doesn't belong, and remembering that these spaces, even urban ones, are shared homes. April reminded me that stillness creates connection, that patience is an active choice. Wildlife sets the pace, not the camera. And when you slow down enough to really look, nature gives back more than images. It gives feelings. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in May. Check out my website for more blogs, photos, e-guides, and other information. Thanks a bunch.